Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, and welcome to this next episode of ChatEBC, where we get to meet the various members of the European Bridge chapter, get to know some of the members a little bit better, some people who you might have met at a summit, who you haven't met yet at a summit, or find out things that we just didn't know about each other. So today I'm delighted to be welcomed by a relatively new, he's been in the chapter for a couple of sessions. I've been in forum with him before, so I know him very well. So I'm delighted to welcome today's guest, Marco. Marco, welcome to ChatEBC. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Welcome too.
So Marco, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, where are you? Where are you based? And what do you do?
I'm from Italy. I live in Lecco, in the Lecco area on Lake of Como. A very nice area. I'm super proud to be here. And
Lake Como is a beautiful part of the country, like breathtaking part of the country.
I discovered that as soon as I started to travel, because being here forever, I had the opportunity to understand how beautiful is this area. So I'm super happy.
Okay, so you had to find out how terrible the world was to understand how wonderful your place was.
This is the straight way to say that. Yes.
You haven't been to Dublin yet, obviously.
Not yet.
Okay. So you're by Lake Como, and you've grown up there. Is that where you spent most of your life, or are you originally from a different part?
No, I'm originally from here. I spent the biggest part of my life here. I just started traveling a little bit more when I was adult. And of course, I appreciate a lot traveling. I was joking about the fact of this area, but I decided to found my business here. Because I loved the nature, the lake, the mountains, this mix, the blending between the mountains and the lake, and of course also the nice part is that we are very close to Milan, so we have the plus of being close to a major city and with 3 airports and the nature. So this is the most.
Well, important. I mean, 3 airports. I've flown into Malpensa and Linate, and the other one is
Bergamo. That they call it Milan, but it's Bergamo actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I would. I mean, Ryanair calls it a Milan airport. I'm not sure. That's kind of stretching the laws of physics a little bit.
200 meters from Bergamo and 50 from Milan, but Milan is more trendy.
So you've grown up there. So you spent your whole life there, which is fantastic. And what do you do there in Lake Como, other than just enjoying the natural beauty of the environment?
I founded a business in IT. I founded my company in 2002. Software development is the main activity, but actually I would say that we invent software solutions. So I say invent because we partnership with customers that have an objective, they don't know how to reach the objective, and we design, develop, deploy, and maintain unique solutions.
Unique solutions.
Unique solutions, yes.
Okay. And is it in any specific industry, or is it anyone who has a paycheck, anyone who has a check will work with?
Yeah, actually we're quite spread on different industries, local government, pharmaceutical industry, mechanical industry, services. The common denominator is the need for something unique. So we love to go into the business of the customer, understand the domain knowledge required to be effective in that industry. Every time is a new journey. That is the real motivator for me personally. And but we are quite proficient in developing software, and so we apply our knowledge and our abilities on different needs and industries.
So are your team mostly based in Italy, or do you have an international team that actually works on the software development?
No, actually we are all based here in the area. This also in the end is a plus, and we love to provide long-term relationship with the customers, and we demonstrate also this with the employees and the collaborators, because they are all full-term contract hired here in Italy. And I had the luck to attract real talents from the area. We are close to Milan, but the talents that didn't want to commute to Milan every day, and they want to have a life like me here in the nature and close to the mountains, are very happy to work with us. And we, of course, also implement and develop very nice projects. So yeah, all the people are mainly in the area.
Very cool. And how did you get involved in this? Did you study software development, or is it something why did you get into this?
Yeah, this is a nice question, because actually I have to say that I turned my hobby in a profession, because I actually studied at the high school IT. Then I moved to electronics. I'm an electronic engineer. I have a PhD in electronic engineer.
Okay, so Dr. Marco. I'm going to update your entry in my contacts as Dr. Marco.
Yeah, exactly. And but then almost at the end of the PhD, I founded a company in IT. That was my passion, and I was I was there deciding if to push for the academic career or go into the industry. But then I decided for the passion, and I founded this business. I founded from scratch, nothing inherited by my family. And it was the typical organic journey, nothing related to scaling up, just an organic growth, and
just pure luck. Well, not luck.
Yeah. Hardworking, and something lucky, but also a lot of hardworking. And now Ideatech there are 37 of us at the moment. So
okay.
I literally started alone, but then the first employee, the second, and so very.
And do you now do any of the coding yourself anymore? Do you still every now and again want to see if you've still got the interest?
I love coding. The problem is that I love coding, and in this moment actually I went back to code because it's an intriguing moment. There are a lot of things going on, mainly related to AI. And now I personally put my hands on the keyboard to understand exactly what to do with my company in the close future, because things are changing quite quickly. And so I wanted to be the driver of the change of my company. And I love the code. This is my passion.
Okay. That's very cool. So you love coding, and you got into this, if I understand you correctly. So you were in college, you did your master's, your degree and everything else, and then you stayed on to do a PhD, and then you founded this. So this has been really your only career, or did you do something before you did the PhD?
No, actually, I have to say I had a very short experience in a corporate in the electronic industry in Italy, an English company in Genova.
I just love this concept for an EO person. Yeah, I worked for 2 weeks for somebody else, and I hated it, and I started my own business.
Actually, I spent there 10 months, and but they hired me just before I got graduated. So I was so proud of myself, because it was for me, it was a signal that was awesome. So I said, okay, I go there and I crash everything. I super strong, super efficient, effective. They want me. The problem was that I went there the given day for the starting the new job, and they forgot me. So they spent 2 hours in the reception waiting them for finding my boss. Okay. So at the moment I understood that probably the storytelling I created in my mind wasn't exactly what I expected. They was expecting me there, and then I realized that working for a corporate wasn't my career. So I spent a month there, but then I went back to university. I started my PhD. Luckily, my professor, the professor that was my professor for the degree, sponsored me for the PhD. A very, very nice experience there, and I'm still grateful for that experience, because I had the time to clarify what I wanted for me, and for sure,
or what you didn't want.
Exactly, for sure, corporate wasn't the option. And and then I started my business following the passion, because this is my main driver at that moment.
And I love the idea. I love the notion of just following my passion and following the passion and doing things that you're really interested in. And I also love when you say 2002 you started?
Yeah.
So like 23 years ago, and you're still diving in and doing a bit of code and still actively involved, which is brilliant.
I'm still impatient with that.
So let's imagine that you're not doing this anymore. Let's imagine there's a buyout or there's something happens and you decide, I'm going to go do something else. Is there anything else other than what you're doing now that you would be curious about exploring or curious about getting involved in?
It's a difficult answer because actually I love what I do, and it's very difficult to think of something different. But if I had to push the concept, I discovered that I love to innovate, invent, explore new areas. So probably anything that required to invent something new or find a new way of doing things. So in any area, probably not just software. Software is the easiest industry where I can apply this pattern because IT is quick. You can have an idea, try it, verify and test, collect the results, correct the mistakes, go again. A very, very short loop with a lot of feedback. And yeah, but probably innovation is the real driver in the end. So any area where innovation is required, probably any area in the end, there is room for some kind of innovation.
Well, I mean, there's almost, I don't think there exists a world where innovation is not a factor in any role to various degrees. Obviously, tech and AI and all the rest of it is really innovative at the moment. But I think if you're not innovating, what is it? If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you also have, so you're married with kids?
Yeah.
Tell us about your family, just briefly.
So, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Tell us about your family.
Yeah, so I have two kids. Sofia is 9, Thomas is 6, two marvelous kids. They are bilingual because my partner in life is Australian, Zoe, that is a marvelous partner. And yeah, we live in this area. They have been living forever. They was born here, and they are going to school in Lecco. And yeah, it's quite nice for me to be being corrected when I try to speak in English because they're speaking better English than me. And
now you mentioned your partner, but she is your life partner, not your business partner. Is that right? Or are you in business together?
She's in business too. She has a company, but we are not partner in business. Okay. So we run our own business. When I met her, she had a company that was very, very effective. I had a lot of inspiration from her processes, from the structure she created around her company. Despite the fact that we had a similar size at the moment, but she was running the company absolutely better than me with mine.
Okay.
So I got a lot of inspiration, and I have to say that a lot of things I created in my company after that came from inspiration from her company, her experience. But she's in another business. Of course, she's in English business training and related activities, and I'm in IT.
But I love even from before joining EO, R&D, rip off and duplicate. I like that idea. I'm going to take that process, or I'm going to adapt that thing. So that to me is a key part of being an EO, is seeing what other people are doing well and going, good idea.
Yeah, inspiration is the trigger for doing things, and maybe also improve in the end, because I feel I improved in the end what I explored watching at her. Yeah, but the inspiration is the trigger.
So tell me, is there anything on your mind at the moment? Now, I'm not talking about 5%, and this is a public EO YouTube channel. But is there anything, stuff in the business or stuff in the world or anything like that, which is on your mind at the moment?
AI is, is taking 99% of my energies at the moment. I've been thinking of AI, of course, since ChatGPT 3.5 became public, and I'm struggling to find or understand or picturing the final equilibrium of the society, of businesses, because of the AI role that is disruptive in the society and in businesses. And I'm trying to understand where is the limit and what would be the final equilibrium, because now it's clear that we are in a transient between the old equilibrium that was more or less known and the unknown final equilibrium. And I think that's something that we need to face quite quickly. And it's something that day and night make me think of my company, the society, people around, what's going on with a lot of jobs positions. This is the main topic.
Very good. And we have to be careful not to say anything bad about AI, because they'll probably transcribe this video and log whether we were being nice to AI or not. I don't know if you've seen these studies that have come out. Like 60% of 16 to 24-year-olds are polite to ChatGPT, so in the hope that it will remember that they were polite when it takes over the world.
Yeah, there is another article that they evaluate how much energy is wasted because we say please.
I saw that.
The cost of being polite.
Yeah, but again, that's future-proofing our own well-being for when Skynet becomes a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Marco, you've been in EBC now. You were in the Italian chapter, I think, first, and then you joined EBC. How long have you been in EO and then EBC?
Yeah, I spent one year and a half in Italy. Then I moved to EBC, and now I've been part of EBC for 2 years, more or less. So 3 years and a half in EO in general. Super happy to be part of EO. In EBC, I found the real EO philosophy. I'm super happy, even more probably. And I joined randomly because I was contacted on social media. But actually, I was looking something like EO without knowing that EO existed. Because an entrepreneur, I was always being this feeling of being alone, and all the association I met had different purposes, typically lobby, or in any case networking, but business oriented. That is okay, but they didn't a little on the human being behind the entrepreneur.
Yeah, I used to call that, and these days are kind of gone. I used to call it business card confetti, because you would just walk in and just throw a lot of business cards in and hope something was going to happen. Now it's all digital. We don't have business cards so much anymore, but and I remember when I went to my first EO event and thinking, ooh, this is different. This is not a businessy networking thing, but it is all about business and leadership. So
EO I think is unique.
So what was your first EBC then? What was your first summit?
In Latvia. Okay. We were in Latvia, and that was very first. And now we have been together for a while.
Very good. So the next one, again, this might not get released for a week or two just because of the formats. But will you be in Edinburgh, or will you have been in Edinburgh by the time this video comes out?
I have been to Edinburgh. I will be in EMP actually before in Boston. I'm my third year with EMP, and then there is Edinburgh.
Very good.
That week after.
And do you actually tell us a little bit about, because I've been to EMP and I know EMP is fantastic, but there might be some members who are not as familiar with EMP. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a 3-year program. 3 years program is every June in Boston, and the main topics are around entrepreneurship. So not from an academic point of view. So you don't meet their professors from universities, but real entrepreneurs with experience, or people that are expert in topics that are relevant to the entrepreneurship journey. So every year there is a main topic that are discussed, but from different points of view. So, and it's an incredible opportunity to meet people from all over the world. There are 75 of us, something like that, mainly from US and South America, but from Australia, from Asia, from Europe, and in perfect your style. So you are in a comfortable and well-known format. And the fact that it's spread over 3 years gives space for investigation, going deep, having 1 year between the classes, let you try to implement the things you learn and you understand during the week in Boston. And so it's a huge and incredible source of inspiration, motivation. I had the opportunity to get some really, really nice pearls about strategy and also personal development.
Cool. That's fantastic. So tell me, you're going to be in Boston, and you're going home then, and then you're going to Edinburgh. Yes. So there's going to be a lot of travel in that short period of time, but obviously it's worth it. Do you have a favorite EBC memory so far? Is there anything that kind of, when you think of EBC, there's one moment that stands out? Obviously, being in Forum with me was obviously magical and all the rest of it, but anything else that's you remember, or you think, oh wow, by that?
Yeah, actually, the very first, because it was a discovery, and it was the confirmation that EBC was something incredible. And I have a lot of memories from EBC. For me, EBC at the moment is the objective of the quarter, because it's a moment in which I can go and stop from the routine and the strong things going on, and I can stop and think of things that are important. And so I remember Latvia, that this was the first. I remember Greece. I remember Tenerife, all different, but I love the format. I love the moments, the learning part at the beginning. I love the form, always different, but in the differences so important. And I appreciate. I can mention the organization. It's incredible.
Cool.
So yeah.
So I have 5 random questions for you now. These are quick fire, just randomly generated from a little thing that I have.
Okay, one phrase answer.
One phrase answer, or if you want to go into detail, you can go into detail. But the idea is quick fire. So the first question is, what's your favorite way to challenge yourself?
Wow, it's quite easy. Okay. Start reading something new, and in terms of any topic that I don't actually know, and starting reading something new for me is a trigger for a fractal of thoughts and ideas.
Okay. See, I now I know that you have a PhD, because you're using big words like that I don't understand.
Yeah,
a fractal. No. So next question then, what's a goal that you've set for yourself recently?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Probably something I always put for myself without being aware about that. Now let me say that I wanna be happy. That sounds simple, but even in business, I prefer something that make me happy, making something that I love more than anything else.
So I'm derailing now, because I absolutely love that. I actually set up this thing last year called the Happy People Project, and I have a framework around happy that I can talk to you about another time.
Okay, it's interesting.
Might be interesting. So, the third question: what is one of your guilty pleasures?
Sorry, guilty?
Guilty pleasures. What are the things that you probably should feel embarrassed about, but you actually like doing, like ABBA or chocolate or something? What are the things that you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, I have some specific things I love that are out of business and out of family, let's say, because in any case, I do a lot of very nice things also with the family and business. But
Mm-hmm.
so, for example, one strange thing is going and race with the go-karts. It's something strange. I don't do this regularly.
Okay.
But when I do this, it's quite nice. And
Have you done it? I know Zay has organized, I think, at
yeah,
least 2 go-karts. Have you taken part in them?
unfortunately, I had a flight early in the morning, and I
Mm.
couldn't. But I joined the in Latvia. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a moment I remember quite clearly from ABC. And he organized this event at the end of the forum, or the meeting, and yeah, it was glorious, very nice. And yeah, I love cross country ski. Luckily, I'm close to Switzerland, and there is Engadina that is one of the most marvelous place where to have cross country. And yeah, I need time, so it's a little bit of out of reach in the last few years, but yeah, something I love it.
Fantastic. Question 4: what's a favorite memory with a pet?
With a pet, can you repeat the question, please?
What do you have a favorite memory with a pet, with an animal, with a
Yeah, yeah.
family pet?
Mm. In my family, in my original family, a dog arrived before me. So I'm the first kid in the family. But the dog was there, had been there for 2 years when I was born. So for me, it was a member of the family. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have a lot of moment with him. Her actually, it was a female. I remember a lot of cuddles with when I was kid in the backyard, on the floor, sleeping on the dog that was calm and relaxed there. Yeah, the summer in Italy after school, in the backyard with the dog,
Mm.
a lot of cuddles.
Very good. And then the 5th and final question: what's the first thing you'd do if you won the lottery?
Oof. Yeah, I would love. It depends on the amount of the winning, of course. Let's suppose multi.
We're entrepreneurs in EO. Just imagine this is life-changing money.
Yeah, I would love to have a property, a house in different location in the world, because I would love the idea to move from one location to the other and my own spot already set up there. This
Very
probably would
good.
be first.
So that's an potentially interesting segue into the question. So the last question of the podcast is a question that was asked by the previous guest. So the previous guest was Darren, and his question is: describe what happiness looks like to you.
Yeah. Following the inner force you feel when you wake up in the morning. And I have actually a quote, because if you watch my CV or bio or LinkedIn, there is something that the Nobel Prize, I don't remember the name actually, but anyway, said happiness is going to bed the night, waiting to wake up in the morning to go back doing what you were doing during the night, before the night. And I feel sometimes I can't wait to wake up to go ahead with the things I was working on. And I think this is a good definition on happiness.
I like that. So happiness is going to bed, looking forward to waking up to go back to what you were working on.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. Okay, cool.
I think this is happiness.
So, Marco, unfortunately I won't see you in Edinburgh, I will not have had seen you in Edinburgh by the time this video comes out. I'm not able to go to Edinburgh for this summit, but I will see you, I guess, in Bulgaria and somewhere else in the world.
Great. Thank you very much.
Marco, thank you very much for joining us on ChatEBC, and hopefully this has sparked a couple of things, and maybe at the next time you meet up with some of yours, they'll also have some things to ask you about. AI, travel, multilingual families, something that they might not have known about you. So thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.